Welcome back to another video. Today I'm explaining Unbreakable, or actual name, Haruka Yamako, the current user of Unbreakable, as he is the number 6 of the round table who is Negator. Yep. Of course, we see him in the spoil arc where he has to, when Andy and Fuko join the organization, Andy shoots a finger at each member, but Ishin lets the finger hit him and moves one of their hands to protect Phil from the other finger. Of course, Unbreakable allows anything forged by Haruka never breaks, regardless of how severe the damage is, obtaining the Unbreakable kanji. That's why he's always in his low suit of armor. And you can just let attacks hit him. The ultimate tank. Anyway, Pile Cannon Unbreakable, a giant, this is his abilities, what he uses, hold on. Pile Cannon Unbreakable, a gigantic unbreakable pillar made by Ishin that was used inside the base of Union. The pillar was shot towards Burn at high speed, impaling it. As well as unbreakable crafting, Ishin gathers pieces of rubble and turns them into an unbreakable wall with that builds any type of target aimed at it. Enhanced strength, of course, enhanced durability, and the equipment is the samurai armor. An unbreakable armor that protects Ishin from any harm. Now, Unbreakable is an external targeting compulsory activation. Of course, I will go into what that is in a different video. Current user is Haruka Yamako, and a different person that will be introduced later. Now, it negates breakability, so anything it encounters, unbreakable, of course. It does say it. It does spell it out. I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, Unbreakable negates an item ability to be broken if the negator created the item and signs their name on it, so their name has to be on it. However, the ability's effectiveness is depending on the user's belief in their abilities and their master at forging items. So someone who's a blacksmith, my boy Kai from Ninjago, you know, and has the ability and confidence that I made this best sword or I made the best of anything, will see that his thing is unbreakable. But if you're not confident in your ability, does not work out for you. Anyway, the second aspect also makes it impossible for Unbreakable to be copied by abilities like Unfair, since its power is directly tied to the user's experience in creating items. However, since memories and experience are etched into the user's soul, Unbreakable can be affected or taken away by abilities that have to do with it. In the 101st loop, Beast was able to replicate this power by eating a piece of soul of Haruka along with a shred of her flesh. Ugh. Anyway, Unbreakable's effectiveness is also implied to be impacted by the belief of the person using the unbreakable item and can even last even after the user is dead, as Spring has pants and Geta created by Teshu that have survived long after his death over a century ago. Also, the people I just mentioned, of course, will be introduced, and can't give you much more on that because that's spoilers. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.